Guys, I'm skinnier. I'm skinnier, okay? I didn't get fatter. I didn't fall off. I didn't quit because I couldn't lock in. No, I took a little break because my dad died. It was unexpected and pretty tragic for my family. But I'll just leave it at that. My dad was a very private person. I never really posted pictures of him or my mom, mostly my two brothers. I also have a sister, and she's pretty private as well, so I don't post her, just out of respect. But I do want to post my favorite picture of my dad. He was a good guy. A lot of people said he looked Asian. He wasn't. He was Caucasian. I've been home in Florida with my family. I've been home with Isaac and my mom, my brother, and my sister. We all got together. I got to spend some time together. But I just been reminiscing. I found a bunch of old clips of Fat Me. I found a bunch of old clips of me singing as well, because you guys know I live in Nashville and I'm a songwriter, producer, singer, all that. I sound like those white girls on Instagram who are like, model, actress, business owner. I have 4 LLCs. Oh God, I'm insufferable. My dad actually had a ton of clips of me that he saved. He had a hard drive for each of us kids, and it was really heartwarming. My dad is probably the most supportive person of what I do. He is the reason I was able to get into music in the first place. He's the reason I got into social media. And even though he didn't really understand it, he was always my biggest fan. And he was the main reason I lost weight as well. I mean, he was pushing me. I got a funny story about my dad's. I got chunky when I was about 13, and my dad did not let that go unannounced. He was like, "Hey, you're getting fat. Let's go to therapy." I was like, "I don't want to go to therapy." He was like, "Too bad, you're going to therapy." So I went to therapy. They're like, "Why are you eating so much?" And I was like, "I'm not even eating that much." And they're like, "No, you are. You've gained a significant amount of weight." And my dad's like, "Yeah, we've had to buy you all new clothes and your face." He just went through the list, and I'm sitting there like bawling my eyes out and trying to be like chill, like a chill 13-year-old kid, nonchalant. He made me sign up for every sport possible. He took me on a bunch of hikes. He would take me out pretty much every weekend and all summers to get me in shape. Like, he wanted me just out of the house so that way I would be busy, not eating and not, sitting in my depression. He worked really hard to keep me, to get me in shape. He fought my obesity with me my whole high school career. And when I finally lost the weight, he was so proud of me. He was like just ecstatic for me. I think he was more pleased than I was when I lost the weight. My favorite story I like to tell about my dad and my weight loss was whenever I was about 15 years old. This is so embarrassing, but I wanted an electric scooter really bad. I don't know why. Like, from the longest time possible, I wanted a scooter. And I mean, I could have got the money and stuff, and like, I did mow lawns as a kid. Like, I had cash. I even had a job when I was 16, but I just wanted a damn scooter. And my parents were kind of like, "You don't need a scooter. We got like go-karts. Like, you're not gonna ride it." And eventually the argument became, look, no, from my dad, he's like, "You can't ride the damn scooter because the weight limit is 250 and you're not gonna be able to ride the scooter. So if you can get down below 200, I will let you get the scooter." And so, yeah, I worked my ass off. I lost the weight. I was taking these metabolism boosting pills from GNC, and he funded that. He was like, "If that works for you, get it." And he helped me buy those damn pills. It was just like fish oil and caffeine pills, I think is what it ended up being, looking back. I was seeing sounds. I would just be so wired and sweating all the time. They're not healthy, so do not buy them. I do not recommend them. They did not help me lose weight. And if they did help me lose weight, it's only because I was so cracked out I wasn't hungry. Do not recommend. But I did get to the weight goal, and my dad was so psyched for me, and he's like, here's your scooter. So I got my scooter, and I was on cloud 9. I felt so good. I got to drive that thing around. Everybody called me zesty for driving the scooter around, but I did not care. And then I gained the weight back, and I couldn't ride the scooter anymore. So that was the end of that. And he came up with a bunch of other things. He's like, "Look, I'll get you an iPhone, if you lose the weight." Just stuff like that. Always incentivizing me. Never bullying me. Maybe he did a little bit, but in like the nicest way possible. At one point, he went out and bought me every cut of meat possible so I could do the Atkins diet. And he had my mom cook it up for me. He even cooked it up for me in some specific ways. But they would chop up brisket for me. They chop ribeyes in half and freeze them so I could cook them. He taught me how to make stuffed hamburgers where I put like onions in them and cheese. I mean, he was on it. He was trying to help me just thoroughly. And the whole time I was fat too, he would make sure that I had really nice clothes because he wanted me to feel good about myself even though I was overweight. And he knew I hated my body. So he was constantly trying to take me to Dillard's to get me some fresh polos, some neon shorts, you know, some Sperry's. I mean, he wanted me to look nice, and it worked. I mean, it took me a long time to lose the weight, and I always feel bad that it took me so long to lose the weight. All that along the way was so helpful. And I got to shout out my mom too. I mean, she was doing a great job. I was their only fat child, and so they just had no idea what to do. It was new territory for them. And I feel bad because I can't imagine how embarrassing that was to have a fat kid. You got all these kids and good, you know, you got my brother's special needs, and even he was in shape. And they're just like, we don't know where we went wrong with this one. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I don't really have too much to say. I just want to get back on the grind. So I'm gonna post this video. I'll update you guys on my summer cut, where we're going soon. And I'm back to posting again. Even though I do take breaks anyways when people don't die. I'm just using this as a long excuse as to why I didn't post. I gotta take the advantages where I can, all right? I gotta make y'all feel bad for me anytime I can, because that's the only defense mechanism I have. Here's a picture of my family all together. This is my dad, Wes. This is my mom. And there's me. And then there's the rest of my siblings. But yeah, he was a good dad. You guys love your families, give them hugs.